We'll be discussing the concept of transfer pricing, an extended arm of taxation. Transfer pricing means a pricing strategy when there is a transfer of goods or services between two associated enterprises. In general, associated enterprise can be called as related party, whereas under the income tax law, the term associated enterprise is wider. That is, when there is an influence of the pricing between two persons, they can qualify to be an associated enterprises in general. The objective of the transfer pricing is to ensure that the transaction between such associated enterprises take place as if the transaction was taking place between unrelated parties. That means the transaction between such associated enterprise should be at arm's length. Arm's length means a price which is applied or proposed to be applied in a transaction between persons other than associated enterprise in an uncontrolled transaction. That is transaction between unrelated parties in uncontrolled transaction. There should not be any influence on the pricing. The government, with a view to cover the applicable tax base on which the income tax shall be levied, the transfer pricing concept has been introduced. Example, if A and B are related and there appears to be a significant influence on the pricing, the tax which the government ought to have been recovered will be higher than the tax which is actually paid with the taxpayer. There is a requirement to pull out the loophole, and if these persons are related and the pricing is also influenced, it definitely has an impact on the pricing and the resultant tax effect. The transfer pricing under the income tax law is made applicable to an international transaction. So international transaction means a transaction between two or more associated enterprise. It is an inclusive definition. It includes. Then the concept of transfer pricing or the international transaction is very wide. If you look at the term very carefully, such two or more associated enterprises where either of them are non-residents, either or both of them. So it can apply if A is a related person and B is also a related person. If either both of them are non-resident or one person is a non-resident, still the transaction between such party would qualify as international transaction. The transfer pricing concept covers within an ambit the following. It can cover the purchase, sale or lease of tangible or intangible property, even a provision of service, that is a goods or services, even lending or borrowing of money, and any transaction which has an impact, that is a bearing impact on the profit, income, losses or assets of such enterprises. I repeat, profit, income, losses or asset of such enterprises. The importance of such bearing is anything which has an impact on the base on which the tax is being levied, the government is more concerned of. It can be another set of transactions too. If it happens by way of a mutual agreement or arrangement between two or more associated enterprises. What are those situations? Even if you make an allocation of a cost, there is no transaction, but only for the limited purpose of tax avoidance. If there happens to be an allocation or apportionment of any cost or expense incurred or to be incurred, or if there is any contribution to any cost or expense incurred or to be incurred for the benefit, service or facility, provided or to be provided to any one or more of such enterprises. Even a mere cost allocation between these two enterprises will qualify to be an international transaction. It is also important to identify whether a transaction between only two associated enterprises are covered under the transfer pricing regulations or even otherwise. Any person who has been controlled by such associated enterprises by virtue of any prior agreement. That is, a related person and an unrelated person have a prior agreement, and the related person influences the pricing between the related person and the unrelated person. Example, A and B are related and C is unrelated. B influences C for the pricing to be made by A to C. Then there exists a prior agreement between the B and C. Therefore, such transactions would qualify as a transaction between associated enterprises. That is, substance over form would always prevail. That is a generic concept. So substance over form will always prevail for the purpose of taxation. Now one more point to be noted is whether such person, that is the C, needs to be a resident or non-resident. He can be a resident or even a non-resident too. The residency status will apply between the associated enterprises. That's why the C, who is an unrelated person who is influenced by the associated enterprise, can either be a non-resident or not. As I repeat the word international transaction, what does the term transaction mean? A transaction can even include an arrangement, understanding, or action in concern. Such arrangement or understanding or transaction can even be a formal or in writing, and it can be informal. And such arrangement, understanding, or action can be intended to be enforceable by legal proceedings or not. Still, it is covered under the definition of transaction. That is, informal transaction is also being covered. Therefore, to summarize, a transaction which is not per se considered to be an international transaction is also brought within the ambit of the term transaction read with the term international. Hence, it qualifies to be international transaction. What is arrangement and understanding? The arrangement is less than a binding contract. It is not written. It is not enforceable under the eyes of law. Understanding, once again, it means that informal but more or less explicit in nature. That is, both the parties to the contract agree that I will supply to you a price of 100, whereas the actual price which are supposed to be paid is 150. Now to summarize with an example, A and B are related. A transfers to B a material worth of 150, whereas in order to deflate the pricing, A charges B only by 100 rupees. Now, for the purpose of determining the profitability of A, the revenue is 100 and set off with its appropriate expenditure. The resultant forms the base, that is the profit before tax forms the base for the purpose of discharging the income taxes. Assuming the expenditure is 80. In our example, 100 minus 80, 20 is our profit before tax for the purpose of levy. But what should have been my profit? The reduced 100, that is the reduced 150 minus 100, which represents 50. 50 plus 20, 70 should have been profit, whereas my profit is only 20 for the purpose of levy. But this transaction is a controlled transaction and there appears to be an influence by the related persons. So the government want to regulate. The government says it should not be 100, rather it should be 150. There are specified methods for the purpose of determining this transfer price. So the methods will be discussed in the subsequent sessions. Whereas the underlying point is, if there happens to be an influence on the pricing, in result, the taxation to be paid is reduced, then the transfer pricing regulation steps into shoes. Then the concept of arm's length price will apply. That is the price which normally happens between two unrelated person in uncontrolled transaction has to be applied for the purpose of levy of income tax. Thank you all. Watch this space more for the like videos. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Shankar.